Are we ever going to find out what really happened to missing Australian boy William Tyrrell? The little boy in the Spider-Man suit. How iconic, how poignant, how tragic. How could anybody forget the face of William Tyrrell? 10 years ago today, on the 12th of September 2014, 3-year-old William Tyrrell vanished without a trace. And in my opinion, his disappearance stinks. I've always suspected that his foster parents were involved in his disappearance, and sadly, I do believe that William is dead. What really happened on that fateful day 10 years ago? William and his sister had been playing hide and seek, and they'd also been playing a game of tigers where William would pretend to be a tiger and roar really loudly. He'd been playing outside with his sister for just a matter of minutes, and his foster mother and foster grandmother were said to be making a cup of tea. The last thing she heard was William roaring. A few minutes passed where she didn't hear William, and she went out to see where he was. But William was gone. And William remains gone 10 years later. If he is still alive, he will be 13 years old. And I hope and pray that he is still alive. But sadly, I just don't think that he is. I do feel that either a tragic accident happened that was covered up, or his psycho foster mother killed him on purpose. I know that's a horrific thought, but I'm not going to hold back on my thoughts here because this case is really, really close to my heart. And I have never stopped thinking about what really happened to him. And in recent years, we've learnt what a nasty piece of shit William's foster mother really is. And his foster father isn't exactly a nice bloke either. Both of them have been abusive to other foster children in their care, and that leads me to believe that they were also potentially abusive to William, as in one of the last visits that William's biological mother had with him before he disappeared, which was only a couple of months before he vanished, he had a massive black eye. And now I know that children do have accidents, but a black eye? Really? I don't think that black eye was an accident. And it apparently happened when William's foster mother was having a cup of tea with a friend, and William was pestering her by climbing up and down a stool in the kitchen, which apparently he fell off of, which resulted in him getting a black eye. I call bullshit. Just like I call bullshit on the story given by William Tyrrell's foster parents, as apparently William Tyrrell's foster father had to pop to the town on the morning that William disappeared to run a few errands, which included picking up a prescription from a pharmacy and making a work call, as apparently the mobile phone signal in Kendal was bad. The foster father's alibi has checked out, but there is one major problem here. There is a photograph of William Tyrrell, which is one of the last ever photographs taken of this missing child, and apparently the timestamp on the photograph was changed. And this has never fully been explained. And it stinks, because what it means is that the foster father might have been there when William disappeared and not out in the village or town, because maybe William Tyrrell didn't disappear at the time that his foster mother claimed, as William's foster mother claimed that he vanished at approximately 10:30 a.m. and she made the famous emergency 000 call at 10:57 a.m. The date of this image of William is the 12th of September 2014, 10 years ago today, and the timestamp shows as 7:39 a.m. and 54 seconds. But the corrected time was 9:37 a.m. and 44 seconds. Why would William Tyrrell's foster parents piss about with the timestamp on this photo? Because they're guilty of something, that's why. Alright, that's just my opinion, but that's how I feel, and it's about time they told the truth. For the sake of his biological sister and his biological family, his mum and dad are still out there, and they never ever wanted to give William up. They were going through a bad time in their life, but they did love their children. And maybe if William had stayed with them, he'd still be alive. So what do you think happened to William Tyrrell? Do you think he was abducted? Do you think there could have been an accident that was covered up by his foster parents? Or do you think that maybe one of his foster parents, potentially his foster mother, killed him and subsequently covered it up? Because I think it's one of the last two. I've never bought the abduction theory, and I never will. But if you do feel that William was abducted, please do share your thoughts with me, because I want to know how you all feel about this case, as I love knowing your thoughts and views. And maybe I'm wrong. Let's hope that I am, because maybe William Tyrrell could still be out there. I really hope that one day William Tyrrell's case is solved, and if the poor boy is dead, he gets a funeral and gets the justice that he deserves.